tractor. I ain't never seen nothing like it. Windows up and get the AC going. It's almost 90 degrees today. Alright guys, it's been about 2 days since we worked on the chicken house. The weekend comes, so I had family stuff going on. Then it was Father's Day, so Bruno took me out to eat and did a bunch of fun stuff like that. So it's Monday, we're back at it. And the footage I'm getting ready to show you guys was actually this morning before I even got the trailer hooked up. I've been helping two buddies of mine down the road cut their hay this year. And not that they needed the help, it's that I needed the help. I'm trying to learn how to cut hay, what machines to use, how to keep your rows straight, etc., etc. There's a lot to that because we're going to start cutting our own hay this year. And that's why we got the trailer hooked up today to go pick up our first piece of hay equipment. But I'm going to show you guys this footage right now. It's pretty short. It was just me at these two different farms observing these guys cutting some hay. And I ran the machines also, but I didn't film that because I'm trying to learn how to do it. But I'll show you guys that footage, and then the next thing we'll look at is picking up this piece of equipment up in Johnson City and bring it back here to the farm and try to get it unloaded before the thunderstorms come this afternoon. We got some rain coming in about 2 hours, but we should be able to get up there, pick it up, and bring it back. Might not get it put on the tractor today, but we'll at least take a good look at it. Alright guys, the first step in this process today is going to be mowing the hay down. We're going to use our drum mower for that. The model number on this one is 190. I think it's about a 6.5 foot cut. I got this yesterday at a local store, or a local machinery store rather. That sounds a lot better. I've never used a drum mower before, so this will be my first time using one. If you're wondering what brand it is, there you go. Don't ask me to try to pronounce that. I'm sure I'll butcher it. I got it hooked up to the 754. Only thing I need to do is swing it around, get it level, and hook on the PTO. Now, as far as this project goes, it's going to take a few days because you have to space it out. Hopefully it doesn't rain any this week. We're supposed to have some really good weather. And I'm going to need 4 different attachments to get this done. The first attachment is what's on the tractor right now. That's the mower. I'm also going to need a hay tedder, a hay rake, and a baler. So here's the deal guys, I need 4 different attachments in order to complete this task of baling the hay, which will take me probably 3 days, maybe 4. We'll have to see how that goes. You need a drum mower to mow the hay down, or a disc mower, something like that, or a sickle bar mower. I got a drum mower, so I got the first one. The second thing we're going to need is a hay tedder. And I don't have one of those either, but I'm getting ready to buy one here in about 30 minutes. I'm going to take you guys with me. There's a used farm machinery shop in the next county over. I think that's the next county over in Chucky. And they have several over there, so I'm going to go buy one of those this morning. Now after that, I'm going to need a hay rake. I don't have one of those yet, so I'll probably borrow one of those off a buddy down the street. Everybody cuts hay around here. There's no shortage of people cutting hay. And most of them cut it last week, so I'm kind of behind. So I won't be taking nothing away from anybody that they need right now. And the fourth thing I need is a round baler, but luckily my good buddy Mike, who lives that way, has a round baler, and he finished up cutting hay yesterday. So as soon as we get this cut, tethered, raked, and ready to be baled, he'll come over in his old Ford tractor and his baler and bale it up for us. So I'll have 2 of the 4 attachments that I need after today to complete my task for cutting hay. And hopefully between now and the next cutting, which may be August or the end of July, I'm not sure. It's pretty dry right now. If it don't start raining a whole lot, we won't be cutting hay again maybe till the end of August. So now guys, we're gonna load up in the truck, take the trailer with us, head over to Chucky and get a tedder. And then as soon as we get back, we're gonna put this new drum mower to use. And to be honest with you guys, I can't wait. You guys hang in there. So I got to pull down here to the main office to pay them for the attachment. And I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but the loader on that tractor that put this on my trailer was a homemade loader. I ain't never seen nothing like it. Let's go take a closer look at it. It was pretty interesting. He also told me there's plenty of room to turn around down here. And something else that I noticed, he's got some TYM tractors back here. He's apparently a dealer. I didn't know this guy was even close to me. He's about probably 40 miles from my house. That right there was a pretty interesting tractor. He said it was a mid-60s model and he couldn't get a loader for it back in the day, so we built one himself. I'll tell you what, pretty interesting stuff right there. So now we're going to head back to the farm and get this tedder unloaded probably later today. I think I want to pressure wash it, put some new grease in it, and check out the tires. It may need new tires before too long. One of them looked kind of dry rotted, but other than that, I think it'll be okay. Famous last words, it'll probably blow up the first time I use it, but he said he checks them out when he takes them in on trade, and said the bearings are okay. So as long as we put some grease in it and make sure we keep some air in the tires, we should be good enough to get through this hay cutting, hopefully. All right, guys, I went in and started cutting hay without you. This GoPro that I'm using today, the battery died, and I put a new battery in it and it wouldn't work. Then it said it was overheating, so I had to put it in the house for about an hour and let it cool off. But hopefully it's gonna work okay for a little while. I think it's working now. These GoPros are aggravating, guys, especially in the summer. So I started cutting down here and I only made about 3 passes, but let me show you how it looks and how this drum mower is working. Everything's going pretty good so far. So we're down here on this part of my property. This is about an acre that's between the road and the mother-in-law's house right there. Over there's the red barn. And this right here, friends, it is pretty darn thick. Check this out. That is some thick grass right there. And it's still pretty wet at the bottom. Needs to dry out for sure. I made about 2 passes so far, and that mower, friends, is working really, really good. It seems like the faster I drive with it, the better that it mows. So we got about 13 acres to cut over here. I'll take that back. I think it's 13 and a half, to be honest with you. I can't remember. We'll call it 13. It's gonna take me a while because I'm still trying to learn how to use this mower and learn how to make my rows and all that good stuff. So my buddy Mike, you guys saw him in the last video. He's my good friend that lives up the road. He's been a farmer in this area his whole entire life. He's gonna bring up his Ford tractor, and he's got a different kind of mower. What's that called? I can't think of the name of that mower. You guys remember the name of it? I showed it to you in the last video, I think. Actually, no, a disc mower. A disc mower, that's it, a disc mower. And it takes a bigger cut than this drum mower. This drum mower, like I was saying, is barely over 6. I think his disc mower is about 8. But I'm thinking he should be here any time now. And he's gonna start on the other side of the road. And he's a lot faster than me because he's been doing it his whole life. So if I get him going over here, and I can finish this up and then meet him over in the middle somewhere, we might get this cut by, I don't think we'll get it cut by tonight, to be honest with you. We'll probably have to finish it tomorrow morning. All right, friends, it's the next morning. We cut hay last night till about 9 o'clock. Maybe longer than that, I can't remember. And I videoed a bunch of that, but guess what happened? This GoPro camera, or actually we're using a new one this morning. I went out and bought me a new one. The GoPro camera that I was having all that trouble out of yesterday, all the footage was lost. Every bit of it. I don't know what happened to it. The memory card was fine. I got up there in the house last night, started dumping off the footage, and everything I filmed from about 3 o'clock until about 9 o'clock is gone. I don't know what happened to it. Very frustrating, extremely frustrating. So we're back out here today. Like I said earlier, I mowed out here till about 9 o'clock, got several acres cut, and today we got about half of it left. We should be done about 3 o'clock today, hopefully. Then we'll switch out and put the tedder on the other tractor and start mincing up that hay so it can dry a little bit. I was really surprised with how wet it was when I started feeling of it yesterday. Really surprised me because it's been really dry here for the past week. So that's the plan today, and I'm sure something will happen along the way that might be pretty interesting. You guys hang in there. All right, so Mike is down there in the lower field. I don't know if you guys can see him. He's got his Ford tractor. He's doing some maintenance to his disc mower. And we got our first breakdown of the day. He's got a low tire. Let's take the air compressor down. This is my smaller one. I got it filled up, and hopefully there's enough air in it to fill up his tire. It's a pretty good sized tire. So that's the disc mower. Is that an 8-footer?
I believe it's 7.
It's a 7-foot disc mower.
Walk it off here, step it off right here from our.
I'll take your word for it. I bet it's 7 foot. Every bit of it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7-footer.
A little bit over 7.
See, reminds the drum mower. I just got 2 mowers in here. And these disc mowers, you got all these different mowers in here with the blades on them.
Got 6.
Got 6 blades, and this is a lot bigger than mine, a whole lot bigger.
See, when they rotate like this, they're all 90 degrees at each other.
So they never hit each other.
Yeah.
Interesting. What brand's that?
Huh?
You know who the maker is, or?
New Holland.
New Holland.
New Holland 616.
All right. Mike, this is a Ford tractor. What year is it?
1982.
1982 Ford. How many horsepower?
It's a 4610, so it's probably got 46 horsepower, 50.
46 horsepower.
Probably 54, something like that.
54 horsepower. Did your daddy buy this one?
Yeah, we bought this and probably, it was probably a couple years old when we bought it.
Couple years old. Tell you what's interesting.
And we traded a Dexter diesel for it, a Ford Dexter diesel, and of course give him some boot.
I tell you what's interesting. This tractor here weighs as much as my big 754 up there.
Yeah, I mean, if you put in the book, the dry weight on it's probably about 5,000–6,000. Then you put that mower machine on there and the fluid and the tires, and you're talking about probably 8,000–10,000.
I'll tell you what, guys, that right there is a mowing machine. I think I need one. I like that drum mower that I bought this week, but that disc mower, it mows faster and it covers a lot more grass. I think I need one. Maybe next season we'll grab one of those. So I'm gonna turn the camera around and show you guys what we're doing here. So most of this I mowed last night, this patch right here in the middle. Mike will get that today, and I'm gonna head up on top of the hill way up there. There's a cemetery up there, and I'm gonna start mowing that while Mike's finishing up down here. But before I get started, I need to make an adjustment to the 3-point hitch, clean my windshield, and put some diesel in the tractor. I guess we need to be quiet down here. John Henry's taking a nap. John, how you doing, buddy? You doing all right today? Just trying to stay out of the heat, ain't you? Grab a few sockets here. I'm not sure what size I need. I can't remember, but I know it's metric. I think it's a 14. Key word is I think. All right, guys. By the way, that was the right size. I'm shocked I remembered that. So here's what we're doing. The 3-point hitch on the tractor is right there, if you're not familiar with tractors. Here's the adjuster to make it go up and down, and the main one is in the cab. You know, they both do the same thing. It's really nice on these TYMs that they put these on the outside of the tractor. So when you're putting on an implement, you don't have to run in there to the cab and do this. You can do everything from back here. But over time, these do get kind of stiff, especially since we've been using the last tech over there, because it doesn't need much adjustment at all. So therefore this 3-point hitch has got kind of stiff, and you can adjust that with that bolt right there. You back it out just a little, it takes some of the tension off that disc right there, and you can kind of finesse it at that point. So I'm going to do that off camera because there's no room for a tripod in here. But if you need to adjust your 3-point hitch on most tractors, it's right there. And if you're going to adjust this on your tractor, a little bit goes a long way. You turn these just about one face turn, and that's it. You come back here on this other nut and lock it down, and that's usually plenty enough to give you some more range in there in your throw. All right, I got that adjusted. Now we'll put our diesel in and clean our windshield, and we should be ready to go. This tractor could sure use a bath. After we get done cutting hay, I'll probably do that. That drum mower is working really good. I wish you guys could feel this. It's been 90 degrees here for the past week, no rain, and that grass is still wet right there toward the bottom. Definitely needs to dry out a little bit more. So Mike is on the other side of the creek over there working on that field. I think he's about done. He's faster than I am. When he finishes up, he'll probably come over here and help me finish this. And I'm going kind of slow on this, guys, because I've never cut this for hay, and I don't know much about the lay of this land. You know, I see it all the time, but I've never actually drove on it, so this is new to me. There is a creek down there, so I need to come over here a little bit closer to this line and take care of all this. And I missed some right here in the middle. Before you guys in the comment section give me a hard time, this is my first year I have ever mowed hay, and I will get better. Just give me some time. It's actually pretty enjoyable. I'm just trying to keep my line straight, and for some reason I went on both sides right here and I left this strip right here in the middle. I think I did it just to aggravate the trolls. So here's what we got left. All this right here on the bottom. That hill over there on the other side of the cemetery, there's a cemetery up here at the top. And I'm not sure how much I'm going to do with this hill right here. That's pretty steep, and to be honest with you guys, I'm not too proud to say that makes me nervous right there. I may let Mike show me the best way to cut that. I got a power pole right there in the middle I got to deal with. I can do this hill right here because it's flat up there on the top, and I can just come straight down, no problem. But over here where this cemetery is, you got to go sideways just to get a running start and then cut it downhill. And I don't know, it makes me kind of nervous. I've seen people cut this for hay for, since we've lived here, but I've never done it before. And I may need to get some Superman juice in me later on before I take on that hill right there. It's steeper than it looks. All right, guys, I'm going to take a water break, switch out the battery on this GoPro, and hopefully it will last today and not crash on us. And then we'll get back to mowing. All right, guys, we finished up about an hour ago. I just had dinner. Mike left out probably 45 minutes ago. We got all this mowed. I handled the bottom. And as you guys just saw from that footage, Mike got up there on the side of that hill. So he had to remind me several times he's been cutting hay before he could walk. And I was kind of nervous, but he handled this hill right here just fine. I tell you what, man, that was impressive right there. I hope it came through in the footage okay. I was trying to get the 360 camera right here above him, but his back tires were sliding down the hill. But the way he was able to keep his cool and just keep the steering wheel kind of canted just a little on his front tires, he just glided right down through that hill right there on the side. I ain't never seen nothing like it. Pretty impressive. So down here on the bottom where I did most of my mowing, it's pretty thick and it's also pretty wet still. Need to tether this out so it will dry. And I was talking to Mike right before he left, and he's gonna be the one doing the baling 2 days from now with his hay baler. I think we're going to leave most of this up here, not try to rake it or nothing. He said it was really thin, especially below the cemetery. So I think we're just going to leave that up there and let it rot and die. And we'll get most of our hay off the bottom down here. And in case you're wondering who owns this land, by the time you guys see this video, it'll be mine. More on that later.